looked around the room and spotted her walking out of the
Oh my gosh! Ho.
Filthy animals.
4 true Christmas horror stories by Mr. Nightmare. Nothing else to say. It's time to get immersed. I'm surprised he's posting this now. I wanted something like this like when it's evening, nighttime, but for some reason he wants to post it like literally at like 12 o'clock.
It is what it is.
Thank you, Mr. Nightmare, for this post. Let's get right into this video. Smash that like button if you guys are new. And yeah, man, let's get.
My dad always loved going crazy with the Christmas lights. He was an overachiever with it, and I always had to have the most impressive display on the block. The year of 2010 was no exception. He set the lights up on timers so that they'd flash along to certain Christmas songs, which was becoming a popular trend in 2010. We had a bunch of onlookers and people stop by and take videos. My dad always ate that up. This was on a night where there was a light snowfall, and it was below freezing out, so not the weather a lot of onlookers would want to come and check out the display. There were a couple that we noticed, a woman and then a man. The woman left after a few minutes. The man stayed and admired it.
Really?
I saw a smile on his face. He stayed for quite some time actually, and I knew my dad loved that. Eventually it got late, and it started snowing a little heavier, so my dad pulled the plug on the lights for the night. Quite literally pulled the plug. The lights and music outside stopped, and on that note, that meant the night was approaching its end.
Okay,
Everyone went upstairs to shower or brush their teeth or do whatever they had to do. I went to my room upstairs and looked out the window, as a curiosity thing to see how many people still had their lights on at this hour. Only a couple houses. But I picked up on more than just that.
What?
That man who was admiring the lights was still outside on the sidewalk facing the house, even though all the lights were now off.
He's not admiring the lights, yo. You should know that by now. He's admiring your ass. He's admiring the house that he's about to break into later on that night. Come on.
I called my dad over, a bit confused and concerned. He came to the window with me and looked out. "What do you think he's doing?" I asked. "I don't know," my dad said. We both assumed the guy might be waiting for the lights to turn back on.
Dad?
Either that or he may be loony, or both.
Father?
My dad said just lower the blinds and ignore it. He'll go away eventually.
No, he will not.
I brushed my teeth, got some water, then turned off my light and climbed into bed. I heard the little flakes of snow tapping on the window, a sound I always found very relaxing, but I wasn't relaxed. I was wide awake and curious. I had to look out my window. I pulled the blind up just a little to sneak a peek outside.
Okay.
The man was gone, but I could see footprints in the snow on our front lawn.
Oh my
gosh! On the
gosh.
sidewalk. Curiosity got the best of me.
Bro, he's in the
I
house?
tiptoed downstairs to the front door, which has 3 square glass windows at the top of it. I peeked through that glass, and I wish I hadn't.
Why?
He was standing on the other side of the door, looking at the glass window. A big smile on his face, accentuating his crow's feet and smile lines.
Holy
He
frick!
had a mustache and was wearing one of those old-time...
Oh my gosh, this fool is enjoying himself, yo. He is literally just smiling his ass off, being like, hey, I'm here. Time to die. Like, what? Oh my gosh.
wool caps and a large black coat. He had a look of crazy in his eye.
Where's the jump scare?
For a couple of seconds I looked at him before falling back screaming. Everyone came out of their rooms in response to my screams. I pulled the front door open for my dad to see.
Damn it!
The man wasn't on the stoop anymore.
Forgot my
I saw him
Bible!
Quickly walking across the street into the park. My dad, brother, and I all rushed to put on our shoes, skipping the coat so to not waste time. We chased after him by following his footprints into the park. I was so cold it felt like thousands of icicles were stabbing my body. We got across the street to the park and went into the trees. But following the footprints got harder under the trees as less snow had accumulated, until there was not enough snow at all to even leave footprints in.
Bro.
We had to give up and run back home to warmth. Technically, we don't know if that man did anything illegal, just downright disturbing and creepy.
Yeah.
Maybe he was messing with my family, maybe he was mentally ill. None of these questions will ever be answered, though.
Bruh. Holy frick.
I was on my way home from working a graveyard shift on Christmas Eve night. It was a snowy night. The roads were icy and slippery. I was driving slow and cautious, listening to Christmas music.
Hey.
There were next to no cars on the road at all, just the occasional snowplow truck. I was on a quiet service road when I came to a red light. There were 2 cars in front of me. The light quickly turned green, but the cars didn't move. I'm not the type to honk, if ever, but after 30 seconds of neither of the cars moving, I finally tapped on the horn. Still nothing.
Oh.
The car in front of me wasn't even honking at the car in front of him. Another 20 seconds passed, and I honked again.
They're together. They're freaking working together.
Watching this happen. I thought he must be thinking, what an asshole, whoever's in the front car. We were sitting there so long now that the light changed to red again. Like I said, I'm not the type to honk, so I'm definitely not the type to get out of my car and confront someone.
Yeah.
But this was too much. I was exhausted and wanted to go home. I got out from my car and walked over to the car in front of me, which for the record was still on. Both of them were.
You did it
I
anyways?
knocked on the window, I looked inside. The car was empty. I walked to the car in front of it, and it was empty too.
Whoa!
There was no way to explain this. 2 running cars blocking a lane. No one inside either of them. No signs of an accident or anything.
Get inside your car and
I was
haul
ready to
ass.
ask that guy on the sidewalk if one of these cars were his. But when I looked in the direction where he was standing, he wasn't there anymore. The light turned green. Okay, whatever. I was gonna drive around them on the opposite side of the road and be gone. So that's what I did. I was way too unsettled to stick around there.
Holy frick.
A few blocks down, I saw a cop car parked in an empty parking lot. Unfortunately, I missed the entrance, so I started honking my horn and flashing my lights to get his attention, and it worked. He turned his car on and exited the parking lot to pull up behind me on the road. It felt like he was pulling me over, kind of, because he exited his car to walk up to mine. I didn't leave my car as a respect thing, I guess.
What?
I lowered my window and told him about the 2 weird abandoned cars back there and how they were obstructing traffic. He thanked me and said he'd check it out.
Okay.
Then his attention turned to something in the back seat, and he said, "Why is he laying on the floor like that?"
Whoa! Whoa! Holy frick, he's behind you! He's in your car! Frick! Oh my, how did you not hear that? Are you kidding me? Are you telling me right now, sir, that when you got out of your vehicle to go investigate with your white ass, always the white was that trying to investigate. I'm sorry, but it's true. But seriously though, you're telling me when you were investigating outside, you did not even hear one thing? You did not hear no door open from your car and close?
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
I would have heard that immediately. Oh my gosh. You have no sense of your surroundings.
I said. I turned around and saw a hooded man laying on the floor of my car. I screamed in front of the cop. I stepped out and yelled at the cop that I didn't know him. The cop drew his gun and ordered the guy to step out with his hands raised.
Yeah.
He did so. When the man was in handcuffs, I recognized him as the guy standing on the side of the road.
Wow.
So I told the cop. The cop called for backup. He shook my hand and told me he'd take care of the rest and to get home safe.
Now,
We
what
wished
about...
each other a Merry Christmas.
Let me check if there's
I
anybody
drove home
else.
with a mix of emotions. But that Christmas, all I know is I had a newfound appreciation for police officers.
I have no appreciation for police officers, the frick. I'm just playing. I'm just joking around.
My wife and I live in a duplex in Queens, New York. Last month, 2 upper middle-aged women moved in next door. We never had the chance to greet them the first few days. They seemed very quickly in and out at first.
Middle-aged woman?
I'd say the 4th day, I caught one of the women carrying a box from her car into her side of the house. So I walked out to finally greet her. Her name is Frances, and she seemed normal enough. But she also seemed like she was in a hurry, so I didn't steal too much of her time. The next day was Christmas Eve, so my wife and I were preparing to host my sister and their families. During our Christmas Eve dinner, which was going completely normal, we all went silent and looked at the door when we all heard the sound of someone trying to push open the locked door. I got up and opened the door to see who it was. By the time I opened the door, there was no one on the stoop, but there was this woman walking down the sidewalk. I began to call out, but stopped mid-first word, deciding not to even bother. Maybe she had the wrong house, and that's what I said to my family when I sat down. Wrong house.
Nah.
My family all left around 9 that night. After that, the wife and I began our cleanup. I was mid-washing dishes when the front door opened and then shut pretty aggressively.
Oh! Oh, frick, he found That freaking middle-aged woman found a way to get in. Oh my gosh. Bro, my eyes are like sort of tearing up because I'm freaking the frick out right now.
In my head, it could have been my wife or any of my sisters returning because they forgot something. When I called for my wife and she answered from a different room, I knew it wasn't her.
Yeah.
So I turned off the sink, dried my hands, and walked into the living room. There was a woman sitting in my big recliner chair in the corner. She was looking at the wall, muttering something to herself.
What?
I recognized her to be one of the women from next door.
She crazy.
My wife entered the room and gasped. I calmly told the woman she was on the wrong side of the house. Then she looked at me and continued muttering inaudible words.
Bro, where is the Bible when you need it? I would have been rebuking her in the name of Jesus by now. Like, come on, man.
Nombre de Jesús, declaro ese espíritu malo.
I told my wife to go hurry and knock on the neighbor's door. My wife left and was back with Frances surprisingly quickly. Frances seemed very relieved and grabbed the woman by the arm and pulled her off the chair and out of the house to their side. Frances came back a minute later to apologize and explain that her sister has what's known as sundowning syndrome.
What's
a form
that?
of dementia in which the symptoms get worse as the day goes on.
Nah.
I asked a question I felt rather important, which was, does she get aggressive at all in this state?
Of course.
I didn't like her answer. She said it's just best to leave her alone later in the day when she starts acting up. I wasn't overly friendly, considering I was pretty taken aback by what just happened. I wasn't rude either. Frances left, and my wife and I just looked at each other with these what the hell just happened looks on our faces.
Yeah.
Anyway, this time I remembered to lock the door. The next day, we went to my wife's parents' house for Christmas dinner. It was a nice time. We got home late since they live about an hour away, so I'd say we got home around 11.
Okay.
We cuddled up in bed and watched whatever Christmas movie was still on at
Aw,
that point.
couple.
After that, our Christmas was over, and we cut the TV and went to sleep. My eyes opened to a dark room. I sensed I had been woken up by a noise. I looked around the room and spotted her walking out of the
Oh my gosh! Lady, excuse me, this is not your house. What are you doing? How did you get in again? I triple locked the doors. What? Bro, I'm sorry, but I need to call police on you, and you need to move out of this area. You are no longer gonna be our neighbors. You got me all the way clucked up. Like, come on, yo. Oh my gosh. Bro, I can't imagine.
and into the hall. Honey, are you okay? Huh?
That's not your wife!
I heard next to me in a groggy, half-asleep voice. My wife was still laying next to me in the bed. I leaped out of bed, looked down the hall, and saw the tall, lanky figure of who I could only assume to be that woman from next door.
Yo!
She noticed me in the doorway.
Yo!
I yelled wrong house before slamming the bedroom door shut and locking it. I heard her march down the hall back to our door and try opening it.
Wow!
She tried pushing and shoving the door, making these weird, angry noises. I called the police and said our new neighbor with dementia had broken in and might possibly be violent.
Nah, that's an
I
excuse.
requested they ring the neighboring door to wake up Frances and get her to come in here. Waiting for the police was a miserable, nail-biting experience.
Wow.
When they finally did come, I left our room and went to the front door to let them in. Frances came in with the police, extremely worried and apologetic. Her sister was walking around in our basement, all confused-like. Frances took her back to the other side once again, then came back out to talk with the police and I. She expressed sincere sorrow and gratitude for me not hurting her. I told her firmly this was not okay, and warned if this happened again that I would consider pressing charges.
Yeah.
From that point on, we obviously locked everything, including windows. Frances' sister eventually went
You
to
never locked your window before? Oh my gosh, you're stupid.
live with their mother instead. Thank God for us.
Oh, thank God. Okay, the last story. This one seems a little bit long.
As a father of two, Christmas is already a stressful time of year for me. 2 Christmases ago, my kids were still in love with the idea of Santa Claus. After watching the Polar Express as a family, my wife
I love
took the
that
kids into bed and she started putting the presents under the tree. I didn't really do any of that stuff. I just laid in bed watching something on TV waiting for her to come up. By the time she was done, we were ready for bed. We're early birds when it comes to sleep. I'm also a pretty good sleeper. I'm lucky enough to be able to knock out within a few minutes.
Wow, that's
And
lucky.
waking up in the middle of the night is
Takes me about like 10, 15.
why I was confused at first when I woke up that night. Then I realized why. My daughter Kelsey was in the room, saying daddy over and over.
What?
I rubbed my eyes and asked her what's wrong. She had this cute little happy smile on her face as she said, Santa's here.
Oh!
I smiled.
Kelly, let me tell you something right now, girl. My beautiful daughter. You're so innocent, but I need to tell you something. There's no such thing as Santa Claus. There is a man in the house that's not supposed to be here. Please, stay by me while I call the police and try to beat this guy's ass so we can haul ass out of our house ass.
Open. I laid back down and tried to get back to sleep.
What? You didn't even
A couple minutes
investigate?
later, I heard some shuffling around downstairs. I sighed because I knew Kelsey probably went down there to open her presents early, which is what she did the year before. I reluctantly got up and walked towards the stairs. As I started clomping down the stairs, the noises I was hearing ceased. I got to the bottom step and I was in the living room by the tree. The lights on the tree were still on, I guess because it was Christmas Eve night. All the presents seemed to still be there, so Kelsey wasn't going through them after all. Still, I walked around the living room and dining room whispering her name just to see if she was hiding somewhere.
Bruh.
I gave up and went back up the stairs. I was about to go to my wife and I's room when I decided I'd step into Kelsey's room just to check if she was in there.
She's not
She
there.
was. She was sitting up in her bed, wide awake. I asked her why she went downstairs when I told her to go to bed. She whispered excitedly, "It wasn't me. Santa's down there." I tried to begin a sentence, but stuttered, then froze. I ran down the stairs and turned on the lights, looking around the whole house. Then I found that the back door was open. Nobody locked it.
How did no one lock the back door? Bro, most of these stories are because of people not locking their windows or their doors. Like, take it in. Take this in. I hope you guys are learning something here. Like, lock everything. Lock your door 24/7. Like, oh my goodness. Most of these stuff are because of people not locking their doors and their windows and their vents. Come on, ladies and gentlemen.
Someone had broken into our house on Christmas Eve night, right under our noses, and stole a
Nah.
few of the presents left under the tree, according to my wife. The worst part about this is I heard whoever was down there. In fact, my 7-year-old daughter did too. Hell, she even came into my room and basically gave me a warning.
Wow.
It still kills me to this day.
Oh my god, bro. First of all, she gave you a warning the first time. She gave you a warning the first time when she said there's Santa Claus down below. That was your first warning. You ignored that. Second warning, you ignored it. Third warning, that's when you want to do something? What type of father are you? If I'm freaking sleeping and my daughter literally wakes me up talking about, I hear Santa, he's downstairs, I would have been like, what? Would not believe what I'm about to kill this fool. Shoot, if I go to jail, then so be it, but at least I protected my family, right? Okay, so guys, that'll be the end of the video, man. I hope you guys enjoyed Mr. Nightmare, bro. These are some really, really good stories. Shout out to the people, shout out to the stories tellers and stuff like that. But yeah, man, this was really good. I had a lot of fun. I enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this as well. Just close your freaking doors. Close your doors, close your windows, lock everything, triple lock, quadruple lock it, everything. Because we're not messing around this Christmas. Like, we already have COVID. We're already gonna be on lockdown and stuff like that. We're not trying to do some other nonsense, you know what I'm saying? But I'll catch you guys on the next video. Speaking of that, I'm about to see if I locked my freaking doors. The frick? I'll catch you guys in the next video, and yeah, peace. Bro, y'all really thought I was playing, huh? Y'all really thought I'm playing. Bro, I'm making sure all doors are locked. Yeah, this is locked. Oh, wait, hold up. Yeah, this is locked. This is locked, bro. I'm locking this. What the fuck? Locking that as well. Oh, is this locked? Is this locked? Yeah, this is all locked. Yeah. Don't try. I'm not playing around this. No, this Christmas, I'm not playing games.